Yo, what's up, guys? So, this one is called Not All Women Are Tens. So, let me explain that. So, how does the rating system work? So, let's say you have a guy who's a 10, you have a guy who's a 5, and you have a guy who's a 3. And then they all rate the same woman. The guy who's a 5 might rate her a 6 or a 7, even though she thinks she's a 10. The guy who's a 10 will rate her like a 4. The guy who's a 3 might rate her as a 10. It's not all one and the same, even though that same woman thinks she's a 10. And the 10 guy is saying, not even close. And why is he saying that? Because he's used to dating 10s. That's what he pulls consistently. And he might have a roster of 10s. And that guy's having no real problems dating. Why? Because there's such an influx of women that he has a ton of opportunities. So, believe me or don't, but there's a large majority of women out there that are misrating themselves and being very arrogant about it. I will only accept a millionaire with the yacht and a mansion. And they've never dated that guy. They've never even met a guy like that. You know. But the guy who's the 10, and let me say this first. I know that because when I was dating, um, would I would I have called myself a 10 then, or am I a 10 now? No. I would have rated myself an 8, enough to get into the 20%, where 80% are chasing the 20%. I was definitely in that category. Why do I say that? Because I could have gotten a date every weekend into infinity without ever reaching out to any woman. Just get on the apps and I do nothing except for wait for women to hit my inbox. I could have done that and dated basically whenever I wanted to. So if I could have done that, and I know I could do it now too, still at my age, I'm 54. If I went back out there, I know I could do that now and just not lift a finger. And then so I know those guys at the top, the 10s, those guys, that's how it is for them. They have every option in the world. So it's going to take them a lot to even notice a woman. And the irony there is you have a mid woman and a mid guy, or mid guy, mid woman. The mid guy will date the mid woman. The mid woman will say, he's not good enough for me. I need the 10 guy. Meanwhile, she's never going to get that guy because she cannot compete with those women. She cannot compete. Talking about boss babes and this kind of stuff. That's what that level of guy normally dates. Like, pretty looks are a dime a dozen. So he needs more than that. That guy, and that's his roster, by the way. He doesn't just have one. A lot of these guys, when they're dating, don't have one. They got a roster. Those guys, the 10 guys, yeah, they can easily have a roster. And a lot of those women will know that they're dating multiple women and not care because they think they have a shot at them for a relationship in a ring in the lifestyle and all of that. So they'll try to be the one. A lot of times. But that guy, the 10 guy, is looking for an 11. See? Because he doesn't want to date across. If none of these levels will, the 8s, the 7s, the 6s, the 5, if none of them will, then why should he? He's like, nah, I'm going to go for an 11. You know, he's looking for an 11. And this woman who's a 4 to him thinks she's going to get him. She's convinced. No, ma'am. And then if you tell her to look across the aisle to someone who's kind of in your lifestyle and kind of has your similar attractiveness, or maybe even a little less, but is a really cool guy, that's your lane. But women don't want to face that. Generally speaking, because you cannot convince them that they're not all 10s. So, anything else there? So that's how that works. And I felt like there's one more thing I was going to say. Give me 1 second, maybe not. So, how for guys, how do you convince these women that they're not 10s? I don't know, man. I think it's almost impossible at this point to convince them of that. I already have my lady, so I'm all squared away. So I don't have a dog in this race. And they will tell men, then if you're not in that 20 percentile, then do better, man. Then do better, and try to get into that. When these women aren't even in that, see what would happen is, okay, let's say hypothetically this guy does do better, and now he fits the women's standards, so he does better, becomes whatever, does a makeover, becomes rich, whatever the fuck else. Now he's not going for you, because now he can get with the woman that's higher, way higher tier than that. So, you know, these women are looking at dating backwards. Let me tell a guy to go better himself, so now he's out of my league. What sense does that make? Wouldn't you rather be with him and build something together? This is the part that women forget, which used to happen. Now all the women, they want a turnkey guy. And they'll say, I've done all the work. Women will say this. I've been on my healing journey, you know. I've done my breathing, you know, I do my yoga every day. I make my matchas, you know, just all kinds of crap that guys don't give a fuck about. You know, I've journaled, you know. I have my therapist that I see 4 times a week. You know, just go in there, sob and cry about how I don't have a man, how I can't find the one. I've been manifesting. You know, I manifest every day. You know, I have my mood board of all these like celebrities that I want to be with. It's insane. You know, and women will say, the dating market is absolute garbage. And it's like, okay, well, you realize that you are part of the dating market, right? You realize you're part of that. No, it's everybody else. I'm perfect. If you're perfect, first of all, where's your relationship? Why are you single? And ultimately, where's your ring and your house and your fancy car and your bags and all that other stuff, all the other crap that women talk about? Where is it? I think what women are doing when they go onto social media, I think what they're doing, and they're trying to get, I think, they're trying to get their likes first of all. They're trying to get sympathy. Oh, girl, I know the struggle's real, and fuck those guys. You're so beautiful and gorgeous, and all the women will tell them they're so beautiful and gorgeous. In the tens, those guys in the 20%, 8, 9, 10 are like, I would 100% skip that. She's going online crying and screaming and yelling and cussing like a sailor. Men don't find that attractive. Men don't find women who cuss every fucking motherfucking second, motherfucker. You better fucking take me out on a fucking fancy date, motherfucker. Hear what I'm saying, motherfucker? Guys don't find that attractive at all. Especially the 8, 9, 10 guys. Absolutely not. And now you just have evidence online that you're a psycho. How's that going to help you? You know, in those situations, all those women are doing is just clearing themselves out. Just making it much easier for stable, mature men, seasoned men in particular. And you got to remember, the men with the most money are the oldest. And that's what happens. I can see it clearly. And I'm not the only one to say this. I'm just adding to the noise. I can see it clearly. When you're 21, I remember that. When me and my homeboys went out when we were 21, it was hard as hell to land girls. And we all stepped onto the scene, 21, hitting the clubs and shit. And all those women were going for the older guys and treating us like shit. And we all walked in, every single one of us over 6 foot. I'm 6'1". I was the shortest one. All good looking dudes. And it was still hard as hell to get women. But women's value goes like this. And while women's value going like this, men's value, I'm trying to make an X here. Women's value going down as they age. It's just what it is. And men's value going up as they age. And then you reach a certain point as a man where it becomes incredibly easy to date, especially if you're in the 20 percentile. But I get a lot of dudes who feel like they're not in that, who feel like they're in the 80% who are sitting it out being like, you know what, I'm just not going to deal with this. I'll wait for these women to sort of maybe one day wise up. Or some are just, nope, I'm out forever. However, I think if it did turn around, I think some of those guys would turn around and be like, you know what, fine. I'll get into a relationship. But yeah, I've seen it because I used to, whatever. I came onto the dating scene when I was young and it was hard as fuck. And then once I got older and more mature and had more shit, then it became super easy. So, is that it? I don't even know where I'm at time-wise. I never set my clock. I'll say one more thing. I saw this woman, and she, to me, about a 4, not attractive. Even if she's probably 35. So even if back in the day on the dating scene when I was like late 30s, early 40s, it would have been an absolute pass for me. Nope, no fucking way. And that's the other thing. When I went back on the dating scene, 39 to mid 40s, to me, that was my prime as far as looks, you know. Now I had gentlemanly qualities. Now I wasn't some young dumb kid like I don't know what to do type of stuff. I knew how to take women out correctly, show them a good time, this kind of stuff. Nice house, nice house, nice car, nice clothes. Not this stuff. This is just my daily uniform, which I have 3 of these and about 50 of these. I'm not always wearing the same thing. Yeah, during that period, for the guys, if you're a little bit younger, during that period, it gets super easy. It really does. If you want to like, you know, bedroom fun, all that kind of stuff. I'll admit this too. Out of the women who said, I will never, and then I'll get back to my story. Out of the women who said, I will never have sex on the first date, to me, 100% of them did. 100% of them did. I'm not saying it was 100 women. I'm just saying out of the ones who said that, we had sex day one. Every single one of them. I don't know if it's the best thing to tell a guy for that reason. Anyway, back to this story. So there was this woman, and she told the story of, and this was supposed to be sort of, let me help you ladies. Hey girlies, hey, so I have a story for you. So this guy, everybody says you can't find, a high value man. Let me tell you this. So I go out with this guy, right? And then I go out, and so this is the second date, and he takes me to, and remember, I think as a 50-year-old dude, she's like 35. I think she's a 4 today. Okay. If she asked, if she wanted to go out with me today, it would be an absolutely not. Nope. No face privilege. Get out of here. Then she says, so he takes me to Nobu, and before you think he's like a little, little shorty pants, no, 6'3", face privilege, very handsome guy, this kind of stuff. Takes me to Nobu, all right, and so he spends, so we go to Omakase, right, and he spends $1,000. And then we go to this like, I don't know, some kind of decompression chamber or some kind of shit. And so blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, so, it's going great, girls. And so just believe in yourself. It will happen for you. There are guys out there that will give you what you deserve, is the word that they'll always use. So she deserves the $1,000, probably around a $1,500 night. She deserves that, right? Because she's a queen and she's a 10, but she's not really a 10. She's about a 4 if I'm being nice. Here's the problem with that story. I don't believe it. Because guys like that, when the check comes, they slap their card down and just hand it right back. The girl doesn't see the bill. Or what guys like that will do is when they see them, they'll just say, hey, hand them the card whenever you're ready. And then they just walk off. They don't even look at what it costs because they already kind of know. Oh, was it? And she said, and he got that. He got extra. We got extra sushi on the side, and drink pairings and all this kind of stuff. I guarantee you she wouldn't see the bill. So I don't believe her story, is my point. I think a lot of women get up there and tell these stories and they're simply not true. It's a fantasy. You mean to tell me this guy who she's saying is a 10 is going to go for her and spend $1,500 on her the second night? I don't buy that. And she saw the bill? I don't buy that because I know how that shit works. That guy has plenty of options. And guess what? That's not a relationship. And guess what? You may not be the only one. And guess what? You don't have a ring. She acts like she's done. Like, okay, we're done here, so he's mine. Get out of here. So anyway, yeah. So I think women go on there and just make stories up, and it's as if they're. I think guys talk about dating to actually talk to other guys, about it. I think women talk about dating as kind of a mirror. Guys talk about dating like a window. Women talk about dating like a mirror, as if they're giving themselves self-therapy. Guys don't talk about dating like that. Guys talk about dating as if they're just like round tabling with their homies. So anyway, so that's the end of that. I hope dating gets better for people, and I hope you find your one. Good luck out there, and that's it. Bye.